Let go of your attachment to things. Let go of your need for anything in this world, for the need to be right, for the need to be wrong, for the need to make more money, for the need to have a relationship, and just be here and now. Just let it all go. How, you ask? The how and the asking the question already puts you in the future, puts you in ego. Don't ask the question. Don't be in the future. Be in the now. Be silence. You can be silent right now. You merely asking that question already puts you right back in identification. It is our natural state to not be in our ego, to not need anything. We don't need anything. Our ego is the one that needs and wants and desires and needs things. We don't need anything. We can simply be. And who's to say that if the shoe was on the other foot, that you would be any happier if you had more money, if you had a relationship, if you had a bigger house, if you had a boat? You know, there are so many people out there that make millions of dollars who are not happy. And in fact, I meet millionaires and billionaires every single day doing what I do. And I think a lot of them are identified with their ego because they can't seem to accept the fact that someone in a Nissan Sentra is picking them up from the Grand America Hotel. Not all of them. I've met some really nice ones too, but I'm just saying that ego of needing to um, look a certain way instead of being okay with the fact that, you know, someone in a Nissan Sentra is picking them up from the nicest hotel in Utah. That is ego driven. That is identification with our ego. You know, the other day I went out to record a video and I was so in the flow. I passed by 3 different people, didn't even care, just kept talking, kept recording, because I know that ultimately this is just the matrix, anyways. And I have a message for people. I want to get the message out that the reason why you suffer is because you are identified with your ego, is because you care what people think, is because you're not present, which is our natural state, to just be in the present moment. It should just be. Now, if you're in a really low vibe, like a really low vibe, and you can feel an immense amount of suffering, one of the things that you can do is what Joe Dispenza talks about, is imagining how you would feel if you were in that state already, if you were in an abundant state already, without the car that you want, without the abundance that you want, without the relationship you want. Feel that first. And what this does is it elevates your emotions and your state just a little bit. I'm not saying this is the only thing that you need to do, because you also need to detach from your ego, or you're just going to drag yourself back down to that state the next day, and then you're starting right all over again. But it's a good tool that you can use to help get you out of whatever suffering you might be feeling. But the most important thing that you need to do is recognize that you're not your ego, is to recognize that you're not your mind, you're not your thoughts. Now, how cool would that be is if you could do that all of the time throughout the day? and not care what happens one way or another, because you are already complete. You have things that happen outside while we stay in this stationary spot, while we be in the state of impermanence, while things keep happening out there, keep coming in and out of our experience, and we're okay. We're going to continue to observe whatever emotion within our body arises from whatever experience is happening out there that wants to trigger our ego. That's We're going to remain okay if our car dies, if we lose all of our money, if we lose all of our belongings. This doesn't mean that if these things happen and we identify with them and we identify with our things, that we're going to get even more upset at ourselves for identifying. We're not going to do that. We're just going to recognize that in that moment, I was identified with my ego. I was identified with my things, with the people that I lost. And we're going to keep practicing. I actually mentioned earlier that I meet millionaires and billionaires all the time with what I do. And the other day, I met some really kind millionaires who were aware of consciousness and that like whole genre. And I was actually surprised because, again, you don't know what you're ever going to be up against when you pick people up from and you know that they're rich. But I had the best conversation with these two. And in that moment, it was so funny because I'm like, wow, people who are millionaires can still turn into softies, can still be so kind to people who don't make, as much. And that to me is humble. That to me is, I respect and appreciate people like that. And it also told me that I'm fixing my vibration. I'm being more in alignment with who I am. And it allowed me to pick their brain a little bit on how it is that they, achieve success, what it is that they do. And um, so whenever you feel like maybe things aren't going your way, you have to recognize that certain things are always happening simultaneously, and certain things are happening for a reason. You may not know why. I feel like I came in contact with these people for a specific reason. What that reason is, I don't know, but I felt like it was a sign from the universe telling me that I'm on the right path and I just need to keep pushing through and keep posting videos, and maybe one day, you know um, I will get there. At the end of the day, I post these videos for people to wake up and understand that they're creating their own suffering. If I can make some money at it as well, then that's great. But if not, that's okay too. But I just want you guys to know that you can and should pursue anything in this lifetime, but you should do it consciously as well. I don't want people to suffer while they try to manifest things, because that just, it doesn't work. It's like swimming against the current. You're never going to get anywhere. In fact, I tried doing that for many, many years and it didn't work, which is why I had to just start being true to myself and doing what feels right. And whatever happens and comes will come of its own accord. Anyways, I hope that this video helped someone. If it did, subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it. And just like my video. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace out. Bye.